We can also look at the data type, which is called the D type. There you see integer, int 64. Int 64 is larger than int 32. Now what pandas does not call string as string, rather it calls it as objects. It calls strings as objects. So the objects you see here, they are strings. Then the floats are those that have a decimal point. Then this date time is just a date time data type. Talks about the date and time, that this other date and shipment dates. Okay, so we can perform some statistics, some analysis here. Like this country is just only Nigeria. This data set is just for Nigeria. Then we can perform some to get the states and their products. We can get the states and their products. We can get the states and their sales. What happened in that state. Now let's say, for example, we want to look at the states. I want to find those products. Want to filter out those products that was patronized by the state. Let me say a Delta state, for instance. So what I have to do is df, that's my data frame, and the name of my states column is states. Then I have to specify where it is equal to data. I want to see where it is equal to data. So if I run this, it will tell me true, false, true, false, true, false, just the way it goes. Let me make an observation. Okay, so if I want to extract it, remember I told you yesterday I have to do what is called maxing, which is this, and I max it. When I max it, it will give me only the true values, which is products that went to, or that was patronized from data states. Then we have the data, a new data frame presented to us, which is just solely on data states. So we can give this a variable name, say data. Let's say data df or df data. It is peculiar to just data states. Then we'll print it out. And so we've created a sub data frame, a sub data set, sorry, from the main, and this just belongs to data states. Now we can perform, like yesterday I was saying something that we can perform those that were both in data states, let me get, okay, and that have profits, or the commodities, we want to get the products which were bought in data states with a profit that made profits of above 5,000. Products in data state with profit above 5,000. So from this DF data, we can simply have it this way. You know, we have a profits column. We can say df underscore data, where profit is greater than 5,000. Where profit is greater than 5,000. In case you are working with a lot of columns, a lot of zeros, and you so wish to have a kind of spacing so that it will be easily for you to read. Maybe I'm working with millions and I want to calculate, I want to easily specify this, I don't want to make mistake. In Python, what we use underscore to separate them. If I do this, which is for 5,000, that is that normal comma you use as your delimiter. So we do this and we get, okay, profits. Let's see. Dev data, profit greater than 5,000. Okay, there's no that have profit greater than 5,000. All the profits are very little. So let's bring it down. let's say the profit is greater than 10. Then we have those that the profit is greater than 10. Those that the profit is greater than 10. And we can do the sorting. We can make it to be sorted because it dot sort values. The sort values, since I'm sorting all the data frames I'm specified by, which is profits, then if I do this, it sorts according to the profits. If I scroll right, you see it that it sorts according to the profits from 10, from the smallest to the largest. Let's assume I want it to go the other way around. I want it to go the other way around. What I have to do, I'll specify a second argument, which is what? Which is reverse. I think it should be reverse. Okay. Which is I think it's reverse. I'm not missing that. Okay, it's not reverse. Let me get it out. Let me get that out. The f dot sort. Let me do this so that I'll get this. Sorry, dot sort let's call it values. Let me get the parameter. Okay, ascending. It's not a reverse. In Python, pure Python, when we are sorting a list, we use reverse. So I'll use ascending. I'll specify my ascending to be false because by default it is true. Ascending to be false. So you see, it goes the reverse way. It starts from the highest and goes down to the lowest. So the information we have is still very big. It's still very big. Let me assume you want to get the sales by products. You want to get the sales by products. So you can do a little manipulation this way. VF data dot group by. We are doing a group by, and we are grouping by. We are grouping by products. Okay, let me group by region, and I want the products. I want the product ID. Okay. Sorry, that has to specified in products ID. Okay. Give me this. I will have, sorry, product ID not found. Okay, I missed my I. Let me see. There's no product ID. Let me see for my phone. Okay, product ID, no underscore. So you see, I have a group by a panda series, a group by object, which is called a generator. So if I want this, I can to be read, I can just do dot main. Or is it showing dot main? Let me see the error message. Okay, I have some non-categorical, non-numeric variable in it. Okay, let me see profits. The same issue. So I have to drop the I have to drop the numeric variable for me to do what I actually want to do, to group them by and get their product ID, how they patronize some region. And remember, the column is very large, so it will take me some time to do that. However, what we saw yesterday, we can also implement it if I just want the categories and the subcategories and the sales. I can extract that df data. So I have to put it in a list where I have the categories, okay, category, I have subcategories, and I have is this sales or profit? I have sales. I also have, let's say I'm extracting this. I have sales and profits. Let me see. Axis. I miss my axis. Got to 1. Invalid syntax. Where is that? df data. Okay. I don't even need an axis for this thing. Let's see what's happening here. Category, subcategory, sales and profits. It should be a double list since I'm taking more than one category. So I'm taking more than one category to be a double list. Should give me my answer. What is the problem here? Oh, category, subcategory. I'm spelling it wrongly. I'm serious. Subcategory is not in index. Do I have to specify the index? Let me see. Axis 1. I know I don't have to do this, but it's telling me this. I really don't know why. Let's try to figure this out. Subcategory. Good. Profit. Please, I hope you are working on your ends too. Hello? Okay. I don't know what's okay. I've gotten it now. Okay, I wanted to extract just the category, subcategory, the category, subcategory, and sales and profits. Okay, maybe I was missing some string. That's one funny thing about programming. Yeah. Okay, I was. It has a dash. That is true. I was surprised. I can't wonder what's going to happen. Anyway, okay, and I forgot to tell you this, that as you can transpose a numpy matrix, you can also transpose a data frame. So if I have this data frame this way, and I just specify .t, actually I will make a transpose of it. I've transposed it. So it took the columns, which are the features, turn into the rows, and just that way. So if you want to see more of your data set, you can transpose and do whatever thing you want to do, then you can get it back. That's one thing with these pandas, you can actually transpose. Okay, so now let's look at the shares, those that have negative profit, those that had loss. As you can see from the data set, we're not giving the loss, we're only given the profits. But from observation, you might get some columns, some sales that did not make profits. Okay, where df underscore data. After this, I'll just go straight to reading from the web. Profits is less than 0. So when I do this, there's none in data. But whatever, let's look at the broader data frame. Let's see if there are some. So we get some states that had loss. You see, you get some states that had loss. Okay, if we want to do this, we want to pick out just the states and the states that made this loss. We can have it this way, states, to bring out the states. So we have the states here, that if you are asked maybe to fish out the states that had loss in your what's it called, in the sales in a particular month, as an analyst they ask you, okay, this is the data presented to you, we want to know those states that had loss. But if you observe the states here, there are so much because there's repetition. So we have to specify using our words, our unique. When we use our unique, you see these are the states that made loss. Then if you want to find the number of the states, you just have to specify n unique. You will have the number of the states that made loss in this data set. Okay, funny enough, someone might be saying that if we want to extract the shades for a particular period, let me see, from the broader data set, we can see 2016 1108, and we have 2014 01. So we have the sales for 2016, we have the sales for 2014, 2017 in it. Okay, let's assume we want to extract just the sales for 2016. The sales for 2016. Okay, let's do that. You can say let's work with the broader, with the data sets, dev data, and we are looking at the order dates. Okay, we are looking at the order dates. the date of order, which is order dates. We're looking at order dates. Now when we get the order dates, we are looking where is between, not between, when it is between a particular range, if it is between this to this, so we are using the between time. If it is between, I'll specify this in quotes, into 16. Note the order of time, 2016. Let me say 2016 that's 01, that's 01 to 2016, that's 0101, then 2016 dash 01, let me say 31. So I want to extract only for January, since between this period. I run this and throw me back an error. In this must be date time index. Okay, date time index. Okay, so I have this now. Why is telling me in this series must be date time index? If you watch out my date time here, if I use in between time, this date time must be the index here, but the index we have here, they are numeric, it's not date time object. So I just have to change the logic and use the dates. So when we see this, we have data, we have 255 sales in the month of January in the year 2016. So we can bring this out and make it, put it in the data frame so we can see it clearly, and we'll run this dev data order dates. Okay, actually false. Let's see, let's change the year 2014, between 2014 to this. Okay, so I have data. So the sales between January 1st 2014 to January 31st 2016. So I have this, and I have a total of 117 rows. That's 117 sales. So between this period, the sales that came to data state was 117. So, and if you see, we'll use these other dates to extract the information. So if you can be presented with a data set and say, okay, give me the date, the sales between this period, you just have to use the between. The column you want to get, which must be a date time, use the in between to extract it. You can also do that for profit. Assume that you are asked to get the profit within this margin, maybe from a particular figure of to another figure. You can extract that using the between. That is one thing about the between. Any questions so far, so that before we switch over to extracting data from the URL? Any questions so far? Okay, since no question, let's do this before I switch over to the next discussion for today. Let's do this. Let's save this in a data frame. We call it df data 2014, df data 2014 2016, so we can easily understand. I have to put my underscore there, so it is says between this period. So I can do this df data, then I have this. So now what I want to do before I switch over, I want to show you how you can save your refined data frame. So when you have done your analytics in your data sets, given the data set you were given, and you want to present the reports, or you don't want to save it so that you won't pass through that process anytime you come to do the analysis, you just have to save it as that's your data frame, df data, then you use the method to, since you are saving it to Excel, you use to Excel. But if you want to save it to CSV, you use to CSV. To Excel, then in your bracket you specify the paths you want it to go. Now if I do not specify, I'll have to specify the file name and the path and the file name. So if I just specify the file name, it saves automatically in the location where my notebook is. But if I specify the paths, it saves in the location where I specify. So I want this to be saved in my downloads, so I'll use downloads, then I'll now include the file name, which is, I can say df data underscore 2014 underscore 2016. I'll not forget the extension, the file extension. I know Excel is XLS. This is Excel. I can include this X for a higher version of Excel. So once I hit my shift control, it is already saved. I can view it in my downloads folder, and you see that it is saved. So when I hit my shift control, I find out that once the cell executes, it is saved. It's already saved. So if I want to read it, I'll just do what? df pd dot data pd dot read underscore Excel. Then I specify the same location, and you find out that it will read it out for me to tell you that it is existing in that location. When I do this, it will read it out, okay, still running. So we have this, it has read it out, just the data frame, the process or the limited data frame that's read it out, that brought it for me. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, the same way you read your, okay. How do I do what? Yeah. Okay, like auto complete the suggestion. Okay, once I start typing, I use my tab key. My tab. I think there's tab also. Once you use your tab key, you will get those suggestions here. Then you select what you want.